What's up, and welcome to another episode of Better Than
I'm not even in there.
Yeah, you are. What do you mean?
Oh no, he's not.
Oh damn! I didn't fix the parse window. Fix the parse window.
You will be in a second parse.
I didn't fix the parse window. I thought I fixed it. In my defense, he was there when I clicked. I don't know what happened.
That's impossible.
I don't know what happened.
That shit disappeared real quick.
You were there you were there last time. I wore this hoodie last week. I just saw the thumbnail. You're just now saying something?
Yeah, remember? Do you remember what we?
I did not remember
at the
that.
beginning of the episode.
I need you to cut to the still screens. I'm about to take my hat off. I'm not kidding.
I'll make your hoodie a different color. Okay?
Nope, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna just stand up.
Yo, that's great. That's great. No. He's, or is that just?
Hey,
no,
we're back.
He's very blurry.
Man.
Yeah,
That's not me.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the original show. Audio-visual problems.
Facts.
This is how it was.
That's not my end.
It's not on you, Bob.
Yeah.
It's not. I am looking for all the things that I had.
They're gone. Gone forever. It's okay.
Gone forever. I'm fine. I have all my shit. We're
Yeah,
good. Look, what is? We need Parse back. Look, we gotta wait for Parse.
We'll give it a second.
You know what's going on with the screen here, man?
Oh, there. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious. You're getting some behind the scenes
Yep.
shots today.
I think this one's frozen too.
Also, shout out to Bobby for cutting the NC-17 content when I took my shirt off in front of the camera, so that the thumbnails don't look the same for 2 weeks.
Yep.
I pick a cap from the video.
It might still look the same if it grabs it from the first.
No,
30
I go
seconds.
in and pick the frame.
Okay,
I pick the frame every
There
time.
we go.
Yeah.
God damn
We
it. I got like a
back.
phone call in the middle. Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's what that was.
You disrespectful people.
Oh shit.
You can't call
He's got
Damn,
another
did you get
phone
another call?
You got another fucking call. Do you get
Tell
another
him
call?
we shooting, bruh.
So I need you to use the YouTube feed to arrange yourself in the same position.
Okay. I will figure it
This
out.
is just screen sheet yourself on YouTube. Look, now that everybody's here and everybody's in the correct dress. What is up, and welcome to another episode of Better Than Cable. You are here with J-Treb from the Miseducation of Music, and we got Ananya and Parse from the Nevaland podcast, and we are in here this week to talk some shit, man. Shout out to Bobby on the boards, always making sure we're straight, even though he didn't tell me that I was wearing the same thing for 2 weeks in a row.
I don't keep tabs on that.
I remember, I think
Sorry.
last week is when
Josh,
you told me I was in too dull of a color. I put that hoodie on because you told me to last week. What do you mean you're not paying attention to how I'm dressing?
You think I remember that before you just recalled it into
Josh,
my brain?
You know why I remembered?
I rewatched the episode.
I
rewatched the episode
That's why I
this week.
remember it. Yeah. I rewatched it, so I remembered.
Shout out to everybody who watched that episode. I think it's got like 50 views.
Dude,
Facts.
that episode was so good that I even
was great.
rewatched it.
It was great,
I
man.
watched what I said.
We talked about Avatar 2, man. It was a good
Avatar
one.
2.
I love it, G.
That shit
I
was
feel like this is going to be a good rewatch episode, too,
Mhm.
because today we are going to dive into Kaleidoscope. Bobby, I know you saw that transition, bro. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, I'm calling it out. Who cares? We're past. It happened already. And it was freaking great.
It doesn't count if
It
you
was
call
great.
it out, dude.
We're past it. But either way, man, Kaleidoscope, the new Netflix show, G. We talked about it when we were here on the couch last week. Parse actually brought it up. It was pretty crazy. I mean, of course, we're going to dive into our opinions and stuff about it. Is there any current news before we dive into that? I think it was a dry week.
Yeah, it's so dry.
I couldn't find that much.
Dude, nothing.
The Coachella
Nothing,
lineup dropped, and I
Yeah.
literally think that I don't know
Insane.
a sizable portion. I
It
don't want
was-
to. I don't want to call
dude,
a
it was
percentage.
trash.
No, I'm not
It
going to
was
call it
trash.
trash. I don't even think it's trash. I think that
I
I
think it
found
is.
out. I think I found out this year at the Coachella list that I am getting old because I don't know. Like, I'm assuming these people got fan bases. They wouldn't be on Coachella if they didn't have fan base. But I was just like, I don't know so many of these artist names.
Yeah, like I think the heavy hitters was carrying this Coachella. Like if you look at like the 3 headliners.
Shout out Eva
like,
for telling Pars to watch the show. She told us in the comments. We're gonna get that history right. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like Bad Bunny and like Blackpink. Dude, they have like millions and millions of people that like freaking love them. So that's those two themselves, will just
No Name's on the list. I saw No Name on there, and I was super excited because I'm like, oh, I know you got some new music. Facts. She might have maybe, I think it's what are we on, song 33? No, I think she already dropped song 33. Maybe it's song 34. I love when she drops her little singles. I think we might get one of those, or we might get an album from her. And I love No Name with all of my heart and soul. So 100%. Like, more music, please. Please, more music from her. But other than that, I was like, oh, I don't want to see anybody. Frank Ocean is there. You're right. But like,
Frank Ocean.
I don't know. I think this is another sign of, me getting older. I want to see different eras of people than their current era sometimes. Like Frank Ocean, I kind of want to go back to his small shows that were happening during Channel Orange. I would have loved, that's the energy I'd love to see Frank Ocean in. And I'm not saying he can't put on a great show today. I'm just saying like that's the music that I feel I have the hardest attachment with. Like if I go to the show, I know that even if he performed all of the new stuff, the second I hear a song like Lost or Thinking About You or Super Rich Kids or freaking Pink Matter, anything off of Channel Orange, I'm gonna be like, this is the best moment. This is the best part.
But that's what they usually do at Coachella, right? Like they'll play like a diverse.
They're playing the hits. They got a long
music,
set,
right? So they're putting like a diverse, and then they're getting all their hits from like all their different types of music. So it's like they'll pick something old, something new. They'll mix it up.
Facts.
So
hell yeah.
Facts. But yeah, no. Other than that though, it seemed pretty dead.
Yeah, it was a dry week. It was a mad dry week. But I kind of enjoy a good dry week because too much crazy shit was happening.
Facts.
Dude, actually, like way too much stuff was happening. I think that's why people were just like dead.
Yeah.
And after the holidays, like people are at work again, so they're like F being on Twitter and shit.
Yeah.
Right now,
like, all right,
I'm not gonna lie, I've been on Twitter even more. I've been having numerous conversations for my Star Wars hot take that I tweeted out yesterday. People have hit me DMs because I posted on Instagram too. People have hit me on DMs. Oh, sure. I had direct conversations on Twitter. People texting me.
I missed that tweet.
What was the tweet? Let me see the exact tweet.
I actually haven't gone on Twitter yet. That's why I haven't seen that one.
Oh, dude, I realized, and I mean, like, I have several gripes with Star Wars. I put it in the docket for today if we had time. But the tweet was, the new Star Wars trilogy is all cheeks, tops to bottom. It kills the Star Wars lore, and it makes me sad every time I think about it. And then the follow-up tweet is, it's been years, and I'm still upset every day. Like, and it was people who were trying to defend it, but it was mostly people who agree with me. Like, that's the messed up part. Because once I was like, look, it invalidates everything Anakin went through. Like, in my opinion, it shits on everything Anakin did. And he had 6 movies in motion.
Facts.
Dude, you know what really affects how audiences look at a story is like Star Wars was crazy at the time. Because like people weren't looking for that deep of a story, right?
Yeah,
and then
you can impress people by just going to space.
Nowadays, like chosen one characters, people hate chosen one characters, dude. Chosen one characters are like the lamest shit ever.
But my
There's
thing
no
is,
depth.
I don't mind a chosen one character if the supporting actors are treated like real characters. You know what I'm saying? Like Ray can still be the base if we focused on Finn for real and not just kind of like shovel him away every other couple of minutes. It's like every time you think he's about to do something important, they kind of just forget he exists. And I'm just like, we could have a chosen one, in my opinion. It's Star Wars. It's based on chosen ones. Everything. The series, the movies, they focus on one freaking character, and you know that character's the hero the whole time. There's no wavering. Like, or you know they're the villain in the case of the prequels. But like, the supporting cast matters. We fucking cared about Han Solo. We cared about Padme. Like, I don't care about anybody, including Rey, in these new movies.
I don't care about even the main characters in these, right? Yeah,
bro, Kylo just angry for hours. He has daddy issues, mommy issues, uncle issues. Distant sibling from the Force dyad issues. This nigga has
some more depth to it, dude. They need some depth to it. That's why we're not attached, man. There's no depth.
Man, and he just like, I just want to be like Vader. Your grandfather gave up on that. He died to stop that.
Yeah.
Like, you are actively going against everything he was kind of, man, fuck it. Yeah, Star Wars. Kaleidoscope. New Netflix series.
Facts.
That one was a little jarring.
All right.
Oh, but these we call out. So,
Yeah.
for those of you who do not know and who've been sleeping under a rock, Kaleidoscope is a new Netflix series. Does anybody have a good description of the show?
It's basically a heist. It's
basically a heist.
It's a heist.
It's just
That's the best way to put it
classic
without
heist.
going into my dive into the show.
Think of the
Classic
heist
heist,
episode of
yeah.
Rick and Morty. Like,
And you
very
can
fits
watch it
into
in
that
like,
recipe.
and you
Whatever
can
order.
watch it in the order that like Tarantino would have put it in. Like,
Yeah.
you can watch it in the order where
Yeah.
you don't really have a clue when you're gonna see shit. Apparently, I found this out. You didn't have to watch White last.
Yeah.
That would have changed a lot.
I don't think it would have changed a lot from my watch.
That would have changed.
I don't think it would have changed. No, dude.
For me,
There's
yeah,
only one
I really
episode
don't
that
think it would
takes
have
place
changed much.
after the heist. So it happens. Each episode is a time period before and one time
There's
after the
two
heist.
that take place after the heist.
Oh yeah, the morning after and then 6 months after. You're correct.
Yeah.
But the morning after, I'd argue like
It's a flashback.
I would not have wanted to see the morning after right after watching the heist. I think I wouldn't have liked the show. Like, I don't know. It was more compelling to me from watching it through a random order because I felt different attachments for different characters. And that's kind of what I want to even like ask you all, like which characters did you feel attachments to? But like, just to shout out watch orders, do you all want to like, which episode did you all start with? Like, what was your start and what was the time period of it?
I started on
What do you
Blue.
mean the time period?
Well, say what color you started with and I'll say what time in the heist it took place.
Yeah. No, I started on Blue.
You started on blue. I started on blue as well.
Pars.
What did you start on, Pars?
What did I start on? Yellow, I think.
True, yellow.
I started with yellow too.
Okay, so yellow is the episode that takes place 6 weeks before the heist. Blue is the episode that takes place 5 days before the heist. So you all got there when that's like the team still being built.
It felt like an introduction.
It felt like an intro. So the one that was blue was the 5 days before, and that was when they were starting to run into problems.
Yeah.
And they were worried about not being able to pull it off. It felt like I was dropped in the middle of some shit.
Yeah.
And I needed to figure out what was going on. Like, I could not take my eyes off the screen
Facts.
because I felt like I needed to intake everything.
Yeah.
But I like watching TV like that.
Same.
Like, it was that.
Yeah.
I feel like it was very fast paced to drop in on blue.
Yeah, no, like legit. I went into it. I was like, "Oh, it's probably gonna be something I throw in the background, just kind of watch."
Yeah.
But then, like,
You gotta
dropping-
look.
I gotta look. So that's why I was like, "Fuck, let me actually."
Yeah,
get
no,
some
you had to
stuff done
see
and
what
then-
was happening. Yeah, no,
You
that
had
was
to pay
important.
attention.
You had to see what was going on.
I think they did a great job in every episode of making sure to say character names,
Right,
making sure to say locations, but not in a like right in your face way.
Yeah,
Like they would say it by like mentioning it to the side, and you would obviously know what character they were talking about. Like things like that.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that, and that's when I was like, oh, that's the genius. That's why you can play it in any order because the information you need from last week is in this week, but it's just jumbled.
Right.
Yeah,
no,
they
it was really
reference they reference key points in some good parts.
cool.
Dude, what do you think about the overall story? Like, did you think the story was well put together?
I thought it was decent.
I thought it was decent.
It was more together than I even thought it could have been. If that
Facts,
makes sense.
yeah. No,
I
no,
thought it
yeah.
was going to be a little
Yeah.
more detached. I
No,
wasn't
you're
giving
right.
them enough credit.
You're right.
When I watched it, I was like, "Oh shit, this is pretty coherent."
Yeah.
Like no matter where you drop in.
And yeah, I think that's the best part too. Like after watching it, I could be like, okay, I gotta watch it in any order, and still have gotten the same result. For
Yeah.
the most part.
And that's what I was about to say. So like, how did you all feel? So every ending was big. Like it could have been the last episode ending. How did you all feel about like the endings of the episodes? Like, was there any that like were dry or like stand out or anything? Episodes where you're just like, this one's dry, or like premises or lines that were dry. For me, it's the dude who cut a trach in his own throat.
Oh,
Bob.
Yeah.
Bob. I hated his episode when he comes back on the beach and dies.
Yeah, that was stupid.
I didn't.
And I think I liked other shit about the episode. It was just I was like,
that was stupid.
I didn't hate that
Dude.
episode.
Yeah,
No,
that
dude, there was
episode overall
also
was pretty decent.
it was interesting because you saw that you know how Leo timed it
yeah,
where they would show up. He knew they would go to that food truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then so that the girl would know that he died or he got shot right there.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, at least that little piece. But
and that was interesting because like I was like
Yeah.
the timings make sense, but I know that he didn't give the correct address. Like I know that he didn't call her on the phone. I knew he called somebody different.
Yeah.
I knew that on
Yeah,
jump.
it
I was like whoever
yeah,
he's
no,
calling is gonna kill homie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And how did he not check the phone? That would have been my first thought. Is whenever you tell someone to call someone, you should have checked who they're calling. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
I don't know. I would've
Leo,
checked.
It was a black
you think?
book
Leo
with
was slick.
coded numbers. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say
unless
Leo
he
was
knew
slick.
the
Oh,
new
true,
number
true,
he
true.
had.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
True.
like, and
Yeah,
obviously they were on the run, so it was probably some burner energy where it was like nobody staying on
Facts.
phone calls long anyway, so you can get away with kind of being like, meet me here at this time, click.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I think you can get away with that. Now
Quick,
I don't know. I'm a
quick.
person where I might have, if I was on Bob's side, I would have like put it on fucking speaker.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
Yeah,
like same
yeah.
convo, but you got to have it on speaker type shit. But like I don't know, maybe it still could have played out the same way. Now when it comes to Leo off top, I feel like I knew he was sick and he wasn't doing the heist for money very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
was
dude,
very
it's a
easy
dead
to
man
tell.
walking.
Dropping in
like,
5
yeah.
days before, you don't know. So starting with Blue and the way my order lined up, I didn't figure out about Leo and the guy who owned SLS knowing each other until decently far.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know
Yeah,
about
yeah.
their past. Like I think their episode for their past, what was it, 25 years before?
Mhm.
So
24-year Violet. I watched
Violet,
that third and I was just like, holy shit, they know each other. And then I was
Dude.
like, oh my God, that one girl's got to be his fucking daughter.
Dude.
Like,
So, for
So
me,
we
the
watched-
craziest
Yeah,
part. I watched it fourth.
oh
So,
damn!
like-
So you had some decent shit, and
Yeah.
you got Orange in there.
So-
Orange, I wrote down was my favorite fucking episode.
I watched Violet
Orange was-
fourth. Orange was my second.
Okay,
But me and Parse watching Yellow first, we knew who Salis was.
Yeah.
Damn.
And we
yeah.
knew she was his daughter in the first episode.
well,
No,
yeah,
yeah, that's why it was cool to get introduced. Yeah, with Yellow actually. No, Yellow was nice to
Yeah.
start on.
it was really crazy to watch some of these episodes. The episode that I watched before the heist was Green, and that was the 7 years before. So I think that's the prison
Yeah.
episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was so I felt like I got his whole story, and then it was like, now let's fucking pull off a heist. And I was
Yeah.
so hyped
Yeah.
going. I told myself I was
Yeah,
gonna go to
no,
bed, and I
that was a good
stayed up to
episode.
watch the heist
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. No, so for me, Green was second, and that's actually what really got me into the series.
Hell yeah!
Because I was like, because the first one it was cool, it was a cool intro, but I was like, oh fuck this, I have to like pay attention. But then like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then Green, it was like, okay, I have to pay attention, but this is actually good now. Like there's like actual
Yeah.
stakes. There's like something to watch. So that was really solid. I think for me, Yellow was like closer to the end for me, and that kind of felt weird going back to Yellow because because previous episodes talked about like them stealing the diamonds and stuff, and so going back to Yellow and actually seeing it, I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's cool. Like I get to see what actually happened, but at the same time, I kind of
Yeah.
already knew what was gonna happen.
hmm
So it was like
I
little
felt
weird
that.
there.
I
Yeah.
definitely felt that I like knew some shit
Yeah.
beforehand. That's how the FedEx boxes. I called that. I
Yeah.
clocked that really early though.
Mm.
The FedEx boxes and the daughter stealing the bonds.
Yeah,
I felt
yeah.
like I knew that way, and I think that you figured that out for real in the heist episode in White.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
like I remembered in my first episode, I think in Blue, she had her sisters working around the
Yeah.
boxes,
Yeah.
and then the episode that takes place after the heist that I watched, I saw them holding the door open and the guy pushing the FedEx boxes out, and I was like, the bonds are in there.
Yep.
I didn't
Yep.
know who put
Yeah.
the bonds in there. Like I didn't know, like maybe Leo might be
Yeah.
with the plan, but nah, I was like,
Yeah.
the bonds are fucking in there. And then when they had the colored paper inside of them, I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
shit, the girl, she got them. Like,
No, it was obvious.
it was
yeah,
a
that-
genius
that was
counter
obvious.
heist.
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
that she had to have it at the end. But yeah, what'd you guys think of when Salis and Leo were like sitting across from each other,
In
and
prison.
he just asked her like, "Yo, could you have saved my wife?" And he's like, "I don't know." Like, dude, I felt like in
Ooh.
that moment they realized they were closer than what they even realized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
their perspectives on life were actually so much more similar.
That's why they got
Yeah.
than
along
they
in
were
the
different.
first place.
Like, it was crazy, right? Like,
Yeah.
That
Because
part was crazy.
I mean, they were like best friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they really do play Salas up to be crazy. They play him up to be the wild card, the loose cannon. But I'm like, I'd argue Leo is the exact same loose cannon from pulling the fucking job on his wife's job. Like for pulling that lick on the country club right after his wife got fired, I was like, you're equally as much of a wild card. I think even if homie didn't come in and like to the shop that day, he still would have pulled that heist. Because I was like, you're the same impulsive. You just think you're different because you think of your family like in the process of it. I don't know. They were the same person, like very similar the entire time.
And I feel like they didn't realize that until they were sitting across from each other right there. You know, like that was crazy.
They definitely didn't.
Yeah, no, that was really cool.
Did y'all think it was bogus that Buddy went back and like gave the dude's daughter a job? Because Salas gave Lily the job at his company and knew who Lily was, knew that was his daughter, and like knew that he was in prison, presumed dead. I think. So like, did y'all think that was bogus, or did y'all think like, oh, like this is a friendship thing, like he's taking care of the kids?
It might, dude. That's what it became. It became gray. Oh yeah, go ahead, Bob.
I was just gonna say, like, through my watch through, how was it Salas's fault
that the wife died?
No, not that the wife died. He was like, you took everything from me.
I don't know.
I felt like he was trying to say he pinned the job on him to save his own ass. And that's why he got arrested. He really
just ran away, and the only reason why the job got pinned on him is because he stayed there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that it was a no honor among thieves moment, but they thought they were brothers. It was like, we're both just robbers at the end of the day. And I think that's what Salas did running away from the fire. Even though I think from Leo's perspective, it was like, dude, we grew up together, bro. Like, we are family. Like, help me get my wife out of here. If I'm in here, you should be in here. If I'm going to prison, you should be by my side. I think that was where all the anger, I think it was literally like if your brother would have done that to you for Leo. But for Salas, he was like, this is business, bro.
And don't you think that it became like gray area how Salas then hired his daughter? Because it's like almost like
that's where I think it's bogus. Daughter, right? That's where I think
he helped his daughter. Because how did his daughter become so talented?
So
like or in this position.
So this was a thing too, is like the way that develops depends on what Salas did that night. So if he didn't call him out and have the cops sent to arrest him, I still don't know how they would have known it was him. Like, even if he was there, who cares? Say the place caught on fire. I was coming to pick up my wife. I was coming to pick up
my wife.
So why did
That's what I'm thinking.
Walk in, they didn't
but he had the jewels on him.
Yeah.
Apparently, he did have jewels on him. I thought that's what the charge was. Okay. He had jewels in his pocket. There were already people who had seen him there who had already gotten out. So there were people who they had injured when they were there before when he sets fire to the place. Because I think those people did get out. So I think there were witnesses to say this guy was there robbing. He was not there for that reason. His wife is now dead. He has nobody to corroborate that with. From all that people know, like, we fired her. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
It could have looked like they were both in on it. Like, they could have pinned it on both of them more so than I think
anyone else.
More so than I think he could have got away with I'm just here to pick up my wife. But, like, did he try it? That's my big... I just want to see, did he try? Like, I want to see the fight.
Yeah.
All we see is him crying, walking his daughter to homegirl in the purple. That's the Violet episode. It's got to be the Violet episode. Yeah,
I think.
I remember all the enders. Like the yellow episode is the flash drive with the guy getting fired. Like all of that shit was crazy. Like they did very good at that. The pink episode is where homie dies because the pink flowers brush through. And
the way they used colors was lit. Like especially the blue episode, literally everything is blue.
How did the blue one end?
The blue episode's good.
Like I forget how it ended. But I remember there's blue in like every other like setting.
I don't remember how it ended either.
And I was like, yo, this is really solid.
Yeah, man. This show is pretty freaking good.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It was good, man. It was
good. Who were some of your favorite characters? I'm also gonna ask least favorite after this, and I already know who my least favorite is, but I don't know my favorite. But like, who were some of your favorite characters in this?
Definitely the main character. I like
Leo?
him.
Yeah,
Leo
The
slash
daughter.
Ray.
Blue
The daughter.
ended with Leo like saying "Let's go" and then hopping in the truck to do the heist.
Yep, you're right.
Mm.
Yep. I remember that now.
Yeah.
But what were you saying, Pars?
Yeah.
Favorite character?
And then
Leo
I
and
think
who
I
else?
like Salas
Leo,
as
the
a
daughter.
villain. I like him as a villain too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's a pretty decent villain.
Yeah.
But was he really even a villain?
No, I mean, he's not really like supposed to be like a true villain, right? We see at the end he's not really.
They
even,
kind of just got each
a
other
crazy
back.
villain.
I think it was just.
But it's
Yeah.
like
such
getting
a
even.
wash.
It's just
Yeah.
getting even.
Like, bro,
right?
I
And they're just
got
both
caught
done,
with
you know?
these diamonds. You got caught with some shit in your safe. Now we even.
To be fair, he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
start the fire.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He did. So ultimately, I do see how you blame that, but at the same time,
But-
like he started the fire not knowing that Leo's wife was there,
Yeah.
and I will give him credit in that moment of like, if he knew Leo's wife was there, he probably would have been like, "Hey, dude, go get your wife. I'm about to blaze this hoe." Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Might have been a little bit of a warning.
Well, yeah, if either of them knew. Like, Leo ran all the way to the door and then went back.
Yeah, because
Like,
he saw the
coulda
car, he saw the
grabbed her
bumper
right
sticker,
away.
He saw the
Yeah.
car. Yeah.
Yeah.
and she'd be working with her headphones on. That was so sad.
Damn, dude.
Because you knew she was
Dude,
gone.
yeah.
Dude,
Like,
that was
but I
sad,
feel like
dude,
at the
because
beginning
they
of the
called her
episode, I
back.
knew she was gone because the black
when
girl
they
had a
called her back,
Korean
I knew she
sister.
was screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right when they
Legit.
called her back, I knew she was screwed. Dude.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
oh my god.
I thought
she's
she was
done,
gonna
dude.
take a bullet or something. I
Yeah.
don't think I knew it was gonna be a fire.
I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
know what
I
it
didn't
was
know the
gonna be,
fire, but
but
I knew she was done.
it
man.
wasn't
And
gonna
then-
Yeah, I was
work
like,
out.
it's got to be.
The
It's gotta
fire
happen.
made that
Yeah.
shit so much sadder. So
Yeah.
much sadder.
Yeah.
Who were some other favorite characters? I
I like
really liked.
Judy.
I really like the daughter.
That is my least favorite character.
Is it?
I hate Judy.
Why?
I got comments, but I hate Judy.
Oh, dang.
Now,
oh yeah,
now
I hate
the
Judy too.
who was
Yes.
homie who was simping over Judy? I'm not remembering names right now.
Stan.
Was simping. Bob was.
Bob was
Stan,
with
Stan.
her.
Yeah.
Stan was
Stan.
simping.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorites.
No, Stan, I like
is
this.
a-
He
I
was
like
one
Stan
of
was a
my
simp, man. He was a
favorites.
simp.
No,
he
he was a great
only
character.
slipped up because of that stupid bracelet.
Yeah.
So I can't blame Judy entirely for leaving, but she was bogus.
His glasses.
Did she
Yeah,
leave
no,
him?
his glasses too.
Yeah, she got in the car.
Yeah,
I
she
thought
did.
I
Remember
thought
she-
it
remember he
implied.
dropped the glasses.
I don't.
Yeah.
Did we see the car driveway? I thought we just
No.
heard the car
No,
driveway.
No,
We
we
see-
didn't
we just
see
see
it.
his
We
drum
just saw her
shot.
standing there, and
Yeah.
then it cut away.
I'm pretty sure she left.
Yeah,
And
I think
hate
it was implying that she did.
First of
think
all,
it
she
was, too.
always she seemed like she didn't really want to be. She was with Buddy for convenience.
Dude,
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
sad. It was all sad at the end because he was like, "I'm full in. I love you. We on the run
And
together,
she
baby.
was like,
we
"Nah,
I
fine."
don't want to be
Yeah.
here.
He was like, "I'm not going back home." I don't even think he ever found out that his was his sister there,
Yeah,
or was it
family.
his family?
His wife and mom.
Oh yeah, that was his wife. Damn.
His
But-
wife and mom.
His wife and mom both died. I don't think he ever found
I
out.
don't think he did either.
I think he just went on the run.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's how much, and this is terrible because I don't advocate this is the way to do it, but that's how much he loved Homegirl. And Homegirl
that's crazy.
did not care.
Dude.
First of all he needed was some phone calls to make sure that the white supremacists wasn't going to kill him.
Bro.
And she over here like, Bob can get you heroin.
for real, dude.
What?
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
this? That's
Yeah.
not what I asked you for. Come in with the fake nails again.
Legit.
Yeah, dude.
Legit.
And then also, dude, she didn't even like Bob either. So I don't know, dude. That's why I didn't like her at all. I'm like, dude, what are you doing, dude?
She was just getting so annoying. And then on top
Yeah.
of that, she killed RJ.
She did.
Facts.
She killed RJ
Facts.
for Bob.
Yeah.
And
facts.
then
Facts. That shit was
killed
stupid.
Bob
She had a
or
flashback of
thought
him. Did you
she
see that?
killed Bob.
Yeah.
So that
Yes.
means she caught two bodies on the same night for no purpose. Once again, I am stating that she is my least favorite
Dude,
character.
I hated
in
her,
the show.
dude. You knew,
So-
dude. You knew she was gonna like betray everyone. You know,
Bob-
type of shit. You knew it.
Bob should have been the one who died.
Yeah.
That's just not
He
you,
did
Bob.
die.
I'm sorry. Let me not. I feel bad
He
saying
did die.
you in the room, but like, no, he should have
We
died
aren't talking
that
about
night.
me.
RJ should have popped him. RJ should have got
Oh,
him
yeah,
right
for
there.
sure.
Well, RJ should have not shot
Facts.
him in the
Yeah,
ass.
in the ass.
He did. That was weird.
He should have like shot him somewhere else with the first shot, and he
Yeah.
would have been good.
But it's just like, I can't believe, like, that's when I was like, Judy, you too far gone. I don't care about you no more.
Facts.
You
Facts.
kill RJ.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like,
yeah, screw Judy, dude. Screw Judy.
I
Yeah, I
hated
hate
her.
that character, man.
And she was good at
No.
what she did. She was freaking great.
No, yeah,
at
that was
being a
that was the
chemist.
whole. Yeah, no,
She was.
no,
She
no.
filled so many random plot holes that would have been there if like like even the shit with the like materials that they put in the sewage system and shit. I was like, I'm not really buying it, but I buy Judy saying it, so it makes the whole thing believable.
Facts.
Like when she drops the shit and her and RJ got to run and shit. RJ saved her life that night and she killed him. Once again, I hate her.
Yeah.
I just remember that.
I hate
her.
RJ didn't save her life.
Yeah, he goes into the tunnel because homegirl is inside. She's gonna blow it with them in the tunnel. And Judy turns her headset off.
I mean, yes.
And then
She was gonna die. 100% was going.
I don't know if she was. They didn't run anyway until the water came out the other end. So if that was gonna happen first anyway.
I don't know. I'm still calling it.
you
Either
ain't
way,
gonna miss
RJ
that.
risked his life. Let's rephrase
Yes.
it.
Okay.
To make sure that she would be okay.
See, I wasn't sure how he died while watching that episode, and I didn't know if he made it out of the tunnel because he was getting on the ladder right at the last second.
Damn.
Because
Yeah.
I
Because
knew he was
his death
gone.
was
I
in
knew
the heist
no one
episode.
saw him.
This is another reason why I think that watching White Last still was like a good way of watching. Because
well,
like
it just made storylines go a certain way.
It filled in all the gaps for whatever storyline you picked.
Right.
Yeah.
Which you can argue any episode would have did it.
I think there would have been episodes that would be better after White.
Like which
Like
one?
the post one.
One
Like
of the
years
post
later
ones. I guess it doesn't need to be both of them.
The 6 months
but
after.
some of the time jumps were jarring to me. Like really jarring, and it was like very clear like there's not a direct storyline here the way I'm watching it. It's more just like the same characters are here, so
Yeah.
it's the same thing, but it's a whole new thing.
I don't know. I got really dedicated really quick. Like I just started like I tried to piece shit together on my own. It felt like a mystery I was putting together because I was just trying to beat the show. I wanted to get to White and know everything that happened at the heist before, like through the past, through the present.
Yeah, but you really didn't, right?
jarring
They
to
left
me.
so much open.
Yeah,
I feel like
the
to fill it in.
because like I had no clue that Judy shot Bob or that she killed RJ. Like that great reveal for me to watch as a finale. I didn't know the FBI agents.
Right.
Oh my God, the FBI agents, dude. Homegirl literally had a vendetta.
Yeah.
And she gets the saddest go out ever.
Bro,
She
just a
just
shake
gets
of the
She
hand.
snatched.
dies on the street from a handshake.
Dude, that's wild.
Did
dude,
she
right?
die?
Like, she
Yeah.
just got
Yes,
assassinated.
because he's clearing
Got
out her
assassinated.
office at the end of
Yeah.
it. So, dude, I
No,
watched.
is he clearing out her office, or do they just not know where she went?
No, she died. She died in the street.
She dies.
Well, because so look, and this is how I watched it. My episodes worked so that he's packing up her shit.
Yeah.
And then right after I watched the episode about her life, I knew nothing about her for real. I just really see her die, and I saw her pop up a few places.
Oh,
and then my next
damn.
episode that rolled right up
That's
was
crazy.
her and
shit.
him in the office when she comes back after that bus, and she's super excited about seeing her kid for the first time.
Damn.
And then Anna fucks that all up, bro. Is that her name in the show? Anna?
Ava.
Yeah. Ava.
Yeah.
She fucks all of that shit up, bro. No joint custody. You can't see your kid no more. I was like, she's a menace. Like I thought she was gonna be the one to kill RJ at that point. I was like, she gonna
that
pop him.
character too.
Yeah.
What?
I love David's character.
Yeah.
too.
You
no, it's a
did?
great
I liked her,
character.
but she rolled too quick. She rolled too quick when they took Tete.
I liked how
I
she
didn't
like
think
played
she
it.
rolled too quick.
Yeah,
she
she,
was
like,
like,
played
I'm
it
just
dumb
not
at the
worth
end.
fucking with this.
Yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
guess. I mean,
Just roll
She
with the
also she was
punches.
gonna walk. She
She
walked
also-
away for it.
she did. But like, I don't know, bro. It's just like she was so heartless. She made sure that lady was never gonna see her child again, bro. She said,
Yeah.
"Why did you come after me?" And this is all after the diamond heist, which was awesome. That was a great heist scene.
Yeah.
That might have been damn near cooler than the real heist because the real heist was just drama.
Yeah.
Like,
They're just swimming.
that's what I'm saying. That diamond heist was just like so cool. And then you see like Bob was stupid.
Duh, bro.
Dude, he was so stupid. I liked how his hand was completely blown apart.
I know, I
Dude,
know.
We
He's-
just see it like quickly. Like
I hated his character from the moment he
Yeah,
got,
no,
from
it was
the
such
moment
a-
I saw
bro.
him. And then when I
You were
figured out how
supposed to.
Yeah,
he
but I think
worked
that's the
himself
point.
into
Yeah,
the
that's the point of
job
the
so
character.
hard. And I was just like, dude, I hate you at every turn.
dude,
Yeah.
Dude, that part where they were listening to that stupid like relationship podcast was so stupid.
Bro, that was hilarious.
That was so funny.
Bro.
Those two
Dude.
guys, like those side,
like
No,
whatever
The characters
guys
that were pretty
hilarious.
much the voices
So,
for that
yeah.
episode.
My favorite part of that episode was when he was like, "I'm gonna try," and he wrote all the letters, and then he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah,
and
they're
Oh, and he
sitting
just
in the
starts
front
banging.
reading.
Boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Murders that motherfucker. Yeah.
I was like, why'd he pick him? The other guy was
Dude.
meaner, arguably.
he
So
was smacking that dude's head against the steering wheel so hard. And I
Dude,
also did
I feel
enjoy.
bad for that guy. He was talking about his girl, his wife the whole time. He was giving him all this good advice.
He was helping
And
him out so
he
much.
died so quick when they got there.
Oh man!
Bro.
But they
Just
all
shotgun.
went out, so they went out sorry. And
Yeah.
the last one did kill Ava, but he still went out sorry.
Yeah.
like that
Dude,
was
yeah,
so
no,
bummed.
that dude was like invincible, dude.
Bro,
Ava could not take him
grandma
out.
picked the cherub
That
over
was
her head, and
crazy.
I'm just like, oh, you so dumb. Like you know you go for small weapons, quick shit. Like you can't lift nothing over
Yeah.
your head. You give him too much time, and then he just popped her and turned around, bro. I was like, Leo
Facts.
got a sad life.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
the way that
Leo
I watched
stabbed
it,
the shit out of
homie,
him, though.
homie comes out the shop where they were trading the jewels for the diamond heist, and he has the little thing in his hand, and he drops it on the ground. The episode I watched after that, like a few after that, was the one where I actually saw that in the shop where he steals the watch and shit,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
man, like for me it was like a really cool like callback
Yeah.
to the fact that I know
Yeah.
that guy now died from that.
Yeah.
But once again, that was another scene where he was an asshole.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I hated him. He was like, we could go get $1 million for this over here. And it's like, dude, you're fucking up the deal.
Yeah, bro.
That's all I was saying, bro. I would have shot him right there and been like, let's continue. Like, I could have put
Facts.
up with Judy.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, freaking Judy, dude. Get
that's
outta
what I'm
here,
saying. If we would have killed Bob, Judy could have been a better person.
You
Facts.
ain't wrong.
Yeah,
You
facts.
ain't wrong.
On some real shit,
Facts.
man. What other questions did I have in the note? Oh, do you think another watch order from what you had could have made the show better or worse?
Yes.
How so?
I think I could have made the show better watching it in a different order.
Okay,
I don't know exactly what that order is.
But you think you could have got more
Yes.
of a feel from it?
Yes.
True.
True.
I think I would agree with that too. Because I feel like if I started on yellow, I think that's my biggest one. I think if I started on yellow, that might have improved my watch through.
True. Interesting.
Because then with that, because I think for me, my worst episode was yellow just because I knew everything. So if I
got it.
either A, just had it somewhere at the top or just started on it.
Yeah, because I was about to say, if you start with yellow, you get to see homie get the flash drive planted on him
Mhm.
and get fired
Oh.
before you see him blackmail.
We
I
also,
saw him
think
blackmail, and I thought he really did do the backdoor thing. I didn't know that Lily
Yeah,
had
yeah.
did it at all.
Yeah.
I think I learned Leo was sick in there too, in that first
Oh,
episode.
damn.
Oh,
True.
I can't remember if that was that episode or not. But I think something's in there that like you learn he's sick.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
it
feel like
gives it away.
you remember
Yeah.
you see like where his hand was shaking in jail and shit.
Yeah, I
That was
think
like one of the first times I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember though.
What about you, Parsh?
Green.
Do you think
That's in
another
green.
order could have changed it up for you?
I'm not sure, dude. I feel like each episode does enough justice to whatever the character it's focusing on.
Yeah.
So it's like you get attached enough and you understand enough in each one where it's like I don't know if the order mattered that much.
True.
I don't know.
I'm kind of on the lines of what you said. I don't think the order mattered that much. My last 3 episodes were orange, green, and white, and that I feel was there's no other way I would have wanted to watch the last 3
Yeah.
episodes. I think those I want to keep because I really enjoyed the story that I got going through those last 3. But any of the ones before that, I don't think it really would have mattered to me. I think I would have got the same
Yeah.
story. I think I would have felt the same way.
I also felt like the morning after was like the most confusing episode because you're just like oh shit, like what happened, you know, because you're just keep thinking about like what happened.
But
you
so
know, like,
so I was about to say I'd
it
argue
just
so
sets up
the-
a bunch of questions.
That's the one that
I
starts with
liked
them on the boat.
watching that early though. Yeah.
I was about to say that's the one that starts with them on the boat, and I didn't
Yeah.
hate that episode that much because you see them like battered up and injured. It opens up. They're on this boat. They're racing away, and you figure out that all the injuries that you pretty much see in that episode happened in that episode when they jump back in time.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like I really missed anything from the heist, if that makes sense. I just it was like, oh, so the heist didn't go right because I now know that it's colored paper inside of there. But like I didn't know like why Ava was the one who drove it instead of Jude instead of who was RJ. Like I didn't know any of that stuff, so it was a little confusing. But like I don't know. It was I don't know. It still played out.
I felt like that was the only one that was like confusing. I felt like the rest of them were like well put together, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In terms of like not confusing anything.
Dude, no one even asked about RJ ever.
Yeah, no, that one was.
No one gave a shit about that, dude. No one gave a shit about that, dude.
He was so unnecessary by the end. I was like, bro, they was trying to. What's popping, Rod? They were so like in the order I watched it, like Leo cared about RJ a lot, and then like
he just didn't give a fuck,
and then just stopped. From the way I watched it, it was just like, yeah, he's a good guy. He's living out of my old place. You know, take care of him. He taps a lot, but don't be mean to RJ. Everybody's sticking up for him in these circles, and then like episode, and it's just no one gives a shit about RJ anymore. And then I hear nothing about RJ for the rest of the show until I get to the White episode, and I'm like, that's how he died?
That shit was crazy. Like, because even she had a flashback. I forget which episode that was.
Where she saw that just like that random dude.
Janitor dude.
Like, and she said, RJ? And I was like, what the fuck?
she had like fucking PTSD.
I was like, is that RJ? Like,
well, when I saw that episode, I was like, oh, like she doesn't know he's dead. Like,
but I also
don't know where he is.
Yeah. That's what I got. I remember.
But then, looking back now, it's like, no, she was like traumatized.
But you remember, like they say that Bob's dead. I saw his body in the street. They didn't see RJ's body. They said I saw Bob's body in the street. And somebody, it was Stan who keeps going. Well, like, was he dead? Like, did you see it? I think it's Stan who says that shit.
Yeah.
And I immediately clocked it as, oh, Stan.
No.
Stan 1-2'd him in the street right after the heist.
Yeah.
So when Judy did it, it really shocked me. And then when he came back alive, I was confused as fuck.
When he came back alive,
but they had the like camera angle right at the throat. So I was like, okay, he almost fucking died.
When he came back, I was like, all right, some shit happened to you.
Yeah.
In that scene where RJ died, I really thought that sewn up hole in his neck, I thought RJ was going to put it there.
No. Yeah.
And then he was going to be left in the street. And something else was going to happen to RJ. And
I'm not going to lie. I legitimately turned my head away while watching him cut his own trach in his throat because I just could. It was too graphic.
Oh, really?
It was too graphic for me.
You've never seen that happen on camera?
I have, but my problem is I feel like that's one of those things where it's like there's not a lot of possibility that shit in movies you might see happen in your real life, or you might need done to you, or you might have to do to your fucking self.
It's an emergency tracheotomy.
I can't fucking watch that because, like, what if I have to do it one day and it's like I'll just be.
You should know how to perform an emergency.
Okay, well, first of all, no movie's gonna teach me the right way to perform.
Well, no, but you should know if you don't know.
But my thing is, even if I don't want to be thinking of a movie scene in my head and like not be able to fucking do it and just go, I'll just die. Like, I don't want to do it. Like, if I got an emergency trach my personal self, I don't want to have any visuals in my brain at the moment.
To be fair, he wouldn't have been able to do that.
Fuck no, he wouldn't have been able to do that.
The amount of time he was unconscious with his whatever this neck bone is broken, that's why you needed to do it.
Yeah.
The amount of time he was unconscious, he was
unconscious for too long. He wouldn't have had enough wherewithal to have
Ava's like, gee, if I was Ava, I would just.
I would have double tapped him to make sure that the bag was secure. I thought that immediately. When Ava drove around him, I was like, double tap him so there are no witnesses.
I wouldn't have. I would have just.
That's what I mean by double tap. Like, he's already on the ground, and I'm going to go over for the double.
Right over.
Well, I'm sorry.
Double tap is stick a gun out the window. Shoot him in the head
apologize.
twice.
I would have confirmed the kill.
Yeah.
Yes. Fair.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, dude, that's because we're fucked up, though.
Is it like
we're bad people?
It's
so
smart.
this is a bad metric.
You just left a loose end in the street outside the place you
and that's what I'm saying.
Like,
also,
bro.
everybody,
and he's gonna be pissed you didn't.
People should have
carry
been
him
asking
if he's
so
alive.
many more questions about where RJ was. I'd have been like, yo, the cops got him. My first thought would have been FBI lady got RJ.
Yeah.
If there's nobody claiming that they popped him to get more of the dough, nobody claiming they popped him because of another reason, I'm automatically assuming he flipped. He's
Yeah.
narked. We need to be gone. We're moving the whole timetable up and we changing the plan. If he know anything, we changing everything he knows. Nah, bro, because that's that's nobody. At least they said they saw Bob's body, you know?
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, man. Overall, what? Yeah, the smoke from the incense keep going straight towards you. I noticed that earlier.
Yeah.
We have incense lit in the room, and the smoke is just going straight into Bobby's face.
I keep trying to like decloud.
Yeah,
It's because Bobby is so spiritual. Dude.
That's what I'm
It
saying. It's
matches.
sensing your
It
energy.
tracks.
It's sensing
He's
your
so
energy.
spiritual.
We put it in here to cleanse. What does that mean about you? Let's dive
It's
deeper.
a-
Do you need to be cleansed, Bob? What are you
It is
holding
the
on
cleanser.
to? What are you holding on to right now? It's getting more neutral. Maybe you're getting more relaxed.
I blew a bunch of it towards Ananya.
True. Okay, man. The last questions to wrap up our conversation on Kaleidoscope here. Do you all think you will go back and watch it in another order, or was it a one and done for you?
No.
I might watch it in
No,
another
I
order.
think I'm done watching it.
I think I'm
It's
good.
not gonna be this week,
Oh,
Not
of course
gonna be
not
this
this week.
month.
But I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
okay, let me rephrase
but
it.
it
Like,
might happen at some point.
yeah, let me rephrase it. Like next year, you're scrolling through, there's nothing to watch. Could you see yourself
Yes.
picking a new order to watch
Yes,
through?
yes,
Maybe.
just to try it.
Yeah, just I might give it like an effort. Like
More,
I probably
to be
wait
fair,
longer
more
than a year.
yeah,
for-
it might be longer.
It might
yeah,
take 2
it's
years.
just gonna be at a random
Yeah.
time.
You know?
I
Yeah.
feel like I'll
Yeah.
probably end up watching
It's
it
not
again
gonna be
before the end.
soon. I'm gonna have to forget what
It'll
happened,
be somewhere
and then I'll
down the
watch it
line.
again.
Yeah, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
all right, let's watch it in a different order this time,
Mhm.
and say fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, shut up, guys. Come on, be professional here.
What happened?
I'm getting smoke bombed by some incense that had to be here, and they're laughing at me clearing it away.
Oh,
From myself.
we need the Bob cam on at all times.
Oh,
No.
we
facts.
just
No.
we do.
We
I
need
wish
the Bob
if
cam.
you all
Dude,
could have seen that,
you
the
don't wanna
awkward
be-
silence
you don't wanna
wouldn't have
be,
been
like,
awkward.
Crazy if we have the Bob cam and then Josh, you just have a button. It just switches to him.
No,
Nah,
no.
you'd
You
never
just hit
allow
the
it.
button.
Just stop adding smoke things. At the
I
beginning of
enjoy the
podcast.
incense. I think it set a great vibe for
Yeah,
today's
nah,
episode.
it's
I
very
love the new
solid.
lighting that
Okay.
you set up for the show.
Mhm, this
It's
is a
great
vibe.
in here right now.
This is
My
definitely a
energy's been at
vibe.
1,000. What's
It
the
is.
issue with the incense?
It's great
That's a
in here.
vanilla cherry right there,
doesn't
motherfucker.
even
That
s-
motherfucker smells delicious.
It doesn't even
Thanks.
smell bad. But clearly the air in this room is going in this direction.
You're correct.
So let's put it here.
And then it's gonna be in the camera, and then this camera's gonna be
So
covered
you
in smoke.
can be breathing all your incense
But the
smoke.
point is to have it off camera so that the smoke doesn't waft in front of the lens.
It is. I've been watching it. It's here too.
But you can't see it on camera. If we had it like right, never mind. This is
Same
non sequitur
distance, other side of the
conversation.
camera.
On a level of 1 to 10, what are we ranking this? How do you guys feel about it?
What am I ranking it?
Yeah, if you had
I'm
to
gonna
rank
rank it a solid
in your own personal metric,
Yeah.
so it doesn't have to make sense. As like, what is it on a scale for you and your TV shows you like?
I'm gonna give it a solid B tier, dude.
B.
Oh,
Okay, we're
yeah,
going
I thought
letters.
we were
We're
doing
going letters.
numbers.
I
I
thought
said
it was
1
going
through
numbers.
10, and you
Yeah,
said
I was
B.
about
Got
to say.
it. Cool. We're gonna switch up to letters because Parks doesn't
Throwing
fucking.
it-
What's
I'm
a
throwing
B?
it
Listen,
I thought it
in
was-
a tier.
What's a B
Yeah,
is
I'm
numbers?
numbers?
Yeah,
I
what's
had
a
my number picked
I
already.
feel like a B in
I thought-
numbers is like an 8.
7, 8.
Uh,
I thought S tier would be.
we could call it
I
a
wasn't trying to
7,
give it a
8.
7.
S
I was,
tier, a
because
A
whenever
is
you
a
give it something
9.
I think a B
Yeah.
plus is a 6.
Fuck it, let's just switch
B+ is
over.
a 6?
Let's not even debate which metric we're going to use. Let's just switch to letters. Bob, what letter grade you give in the show? Switch up from your number. If you have to do a conversion, we can give you some time. I'll vamp here. I'm currently vamping, so we can make this work. I hope you're really getting
Okay,
your
okay.
metric worked.
So this is tough because a 6 does not translate to a B plus. I don't know exactly.
You could
what
go
it would
plus
be.
and
It's like a
minuses.
B minus.
You could go plus
I feel like
and
a 6 is like a
minuses.
B minus.
I feel like you
It's like a
fucked up our
B-.
whole scale here, Parson.
What,
I mean,
what,
like-
what's the lowest grade? Is it F?
A lowest
is
grade's
E
an
a
F.
possibility?
We're going
Is it just
we're going
D to F?
F, we're going
F,
very
yeah.
basic. F
A,
to
B,
A,
C, D, E,
minuses
F?
included, no minuses on D's. If
A,
it's a
B,
D,
C,
it's
D,
just a
E,
fucking
F?
D. Yeah, no E's.
No E?
No fucking E's. Did you ever get an E in school?
Our
Sometimes
F
they
is
include
5
E.
and
ever get a
below. F
fucking
is 5
E?
and below.
Give your score.
F is 5 and
Jesus
below?
Christ. I'd give this show, according to the shows that I watch, I feel like for me it'd have to hover around a B+ to a rough A-. I'm talking if it's an A-, it's not the A- that'll help you pass the class. It's the A- where you just got an A-. But if it's a B+, it's a strong B+. That's how I feel about the show. But what's your answer? Bob, I really hope that you're working out your metric here so we don't have to take another 5 minutes to figure out your grading scale. No E's.
I got it worked out.
No E's.
I got it
What's
worked
your
out.
grade? you're giving?
I think it's a solid B.
Okay.
B+. I'll give it that range.
True.
Yeah.
What about you, Bob?
What about?
6.
Oh God.
God damn it.
I don't know what letter will signify
like
that,
that's a
but I
B
feel
minus.
like
I
our
feel like
users
all
will
of us just
Yeah,
gave it a
6.
solid B.
Yeah.
I feel like
B
if we
minus.
average what we just got here, it's a B
Yeah.
show.
I don't know if it's a B though. B's pretty high for
Would
things.
you call this a C+?
It's
So it's a fucking
not
B-.
6
Shut up.
either.
Shut up. It's a B. It's a B-.
no. I don't know if
It's a
C
B
plus
minus.
is
I think
more or
it's a B
less than
minus.
6.
Well, think of it in percentages. So if it was a 60%, you're low-key failing it.
No, you're missing the point. What's the median of the grades? Is it C?
An average, as I said when I was in my first description, that apparently you listen to the numbers on and Parse listen to the feeling of. On your personal scale of TV shows, you figure out what
Yes.
your A is.
And it was a
you
6.
figure out what your F was.
I use numbers in my internal file system.
What in the fuck is an A TV show to you, Bob? We'll take a small moment here.
I don't know. I could tell you about a 10.
Where does Loki? What's a 10? What's a fucking
God
10?
damn.
Loki is a 10.
Loki's a 10?
Bob,
Okay,
if you needed to
okay.
create a tier list of your
If
of
Loki's
your
an
favorite
A-
shows, what would you put in an A?
What would you give
I
an A
don't
to?
know.
I hate you.
I
I hate you.
damn it.
We switched over to a different scale, and you really got confused. It's like damn near the same.
I'm stuck on it, but
You
I
could
can't
really, like-
translate these numbers.
I feel
can't
like they
convert it.
translate so
You can't
easy. I feel like the conversions here.
It doesn't give the same sentiment.
You know, I really thought that by
That's the
saying
issue.
using our own personal scales, I was
My
skirting us
scale is
having
the
improv.
numbers, okay?
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, we all gave it a B, and Bob gave it a 6. Do with that as you will.
I don't know what a 6 is.
I don't know. I feel like now we're just confusing people
Yo,
who
hey,
wanted to rank.
could you guys give it a number?
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, Rod,
Would-
what's
is
your
it easier
I
number?
for
don't
us?
think Rod even watched this TV
I want to
show.
hear his number off of our summary.
My number
You just
would
want to hear
probably
a
be
number
7.
based off assumption?
I
I
think
think
he'll
there's-
rate
The
it.
only number
It's a
that's been
solid
given is
7.
6, so the only assumption is 6, Bobby.
No, I want him to rate it off our synopsis.
I think
not-
it's 7.
He came in at the end. He literally said catching the end in the comments.
He got a little bit.
I feel like we've given nothing but controversy since we started the B verse 6 thing here, but it's fine.
I
man.
agree. I'm sorry.
On my
I'm
number
really
scale,
stuck on the
I'm gonna give it a
numbers.
7.
Okay.
That's mine.
What's your
Nate,
number,
Why are we
Josh?
starting this?
Nate, I
again?
don't like giving things 7s because I feel like giving it a 7 is like
It's a
such
bullshit number.
It's
generic.
so much
Yeah,
deeper
it's
than a
generic
B,
number.
though.
7 is a question.
You know?
True.
This is
It's
my
so
thing.
much deeper than a B.
This is my thing here.
That would probably be a
I'm
6.
gonna 100% say if I had to give it a number, I'm giving it an 8.5.
No
No
way.
points.
My
No
B,
points?
my
No
B, my
way, dude.
hold on. Let me
way.
give you my justification. I had a B plus teetering on an A minus. I feel like an 85% or an 8.5 out of 10 scale is a B minus teetering on the scale of you being great. I didn't say a 90. I'm not saying it's a 9. I'm saying it's a B.
Nah, I'm going with 6 then. We're not taking 7s. It's
We're not
closer,
taking
it's-
7s.
It's
Going
closer to
lower.
6.
So look, Bob,
Parse,
actually
what's your
right there,
number?
you could figure out how we just ranked it. That means that our median was actually at 7. That
Yeah.
means if you like
Yeah.
it more, it should be on the side
Mhm.
of 8, and if you like it less, it should be on the side of 6.
Yes,
You
I'm
already
aware.
said
I
6.
picked a 6.
So
that was very
So
intentional.
that means that you and Ananya both picking 6s on Ananya's scale, you gave it a B minus.
No,
Yeah.
but a B minus is way lower percentage than a 6 out of 10.
Make sure you're
no,
checking out
that's
all the cool
no, it's a
content
way
that we've
higher
been dropping
percentage.
this week,
It's a
man.
completely
Make sure to
different
check out
conversation.
Ananya's dope
It doesn't
US
line up,
breakdowns
okay?
that he has over on
Fair
his
doesn't
channel.
sign up.
Celsius.
Make sure to go over and check out
more than
Parse's
75%.
breakdowns of One Piece and all of the amazing content on his channel. You can make sure you check
Facts.
out the sample breakdowns as well as the music podcast that come over on my channel, man. And if you want to engage Bobby in comments about the rating versus grading scales of how we just did this, make sure to follow him on Instagram.
You broke
and
me.
DM him
I-
directly.
I-
He
I'm
is
gonna
currently
struggle
broken
with
off
it.
of this. So if anyone can shed more light, DM him directly and,
But it's
and
like
help him out with the
a
conversion.
C is like 75. So that's 7.5.
Make sure you check out this
I'm
week's
not-
episode of the
so
Nevaland
confused.
podcast. They had an awesome guest on. That episode was low-key going crazy
yeah,
too. I saw it going
facts.
up in the views, man. Make sure y'all check that. Who's
Facts.
the guest you all had on?
Daniel James.
Daniel James.
Number
Dope
8th ranked
episode.
heavyweight.
Man, number 8th ranked heavyweight over on their show. Why aren't you checking it out right now? Why aren't you checking it out right now?
Check
Turn
it
this
out.
off. Watch that. I'm going to make sure to put that in as a card on the end of the episode, yo. We are about to pop out of here. Thank you all for tuning into this episode to hear us break down Kaleidoscope and to hear us break Bobby with numbers versus letters. I hope you all tune in next week for another episode. Who's got a quote to end us out?
Ooh,
Got nothing.
anyone
Damn,
got a
I can't
quote?
think of a quote
Anyone
while
got
I'm
a
giving the
quote?
spiel. You have one?
I'll amend my last one.
Amend it.
I'll amend my last one.
You ready?
As the late great Colonel Sanders once said,
Jesus.
I'm too drunk to taste this chicken.
Jesus.